I'm confused, and I feel like a lot of people are confused around money. We are dealing with, again, taxes rising, a silent recession that seems like it could be a massive recession in the next 6 to 24 months, depending on when things might pop. It's harder and harder to buy a home these days. People are struggling to buy groceries, gas prices. There's wars, there's uncertainty, and I think people are anxious about what's going to be happening around the election, around the end of the year, moving into next year. And can you give us any insights on how we should first emotionally navigate the money troubles that millions of people are dealing with today?
There's a lot to unpack there. So I think the first thing is understanding now how money plays a part in your life. And I know we've talked about this before, but I really think the key here is understanding that, number one, money is important, and understanding your personal relationship with money. And what I like to define that is there's a few things that you have to understand. Is number one is that it is my duty to become wealthy. Number two, money is a tool. Number three, money is abundant. And number four is I will become wealthy.
Can you say those one more time?
Sure. Number one is it is my duty to become wealthy.
Yes.
Number two is that money is abundant. Number three is that money is a tool. And number four is that I will become wealthy. And the reason why I say this is because you really have to understand that you can do it. Now, there's a difference between now what I'm talking right now and thinking and growing rich. Because if we kind of now dissect this, everybody wants this outcome. And the outcome is I want financial freedom. I want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. I want cash flow. You can use whatever term you want for that outcome, right? We want some sort of financial freedom. In order to receive this outcome, you have to go back a little bit, which means I have to take certain actions, right? I have to do things with my money. I have to do things to achieve this outcome. But let's go back even more. How do you get that action to happen? I have to have a thought to go out and do something with money, right? I have to think I need to invest. I have to think that I can become wealthy. And this is where most people think that you have to start, right? Think and grow rich. If I think rich, I can take the right actions and have the right outcome. But that's a lie. Because what you'll realize, many of us have this, is in the back of our minds, you might have this little voice saying, I know this is not true. So you can sit there and say, I'm going to grow rich and try to manifest this wealth. I'm going to grow rich. I'm going to become wealthy. Money is going to fall into my laps. But it won't happen if that voice in the back of your mind is saying, I know I'm just doing this so I can have this outcome. I don't know if it's true. Somebody like me can't become wealthy. Somebody that looks like me can't actually do it. Somebody from my background, somebody with my upbringing, somebody with whatever circumstances I have can't do it. And when you have that back of that mind thought, it doesn't matter what you're thinking. You're trying to outspeak your mind. It doesn't work like that.
So your mind and your words and your actions need to be in congruency and alignment.
Right. And that's where we need to go one step back, right? We talked about we want this outcome. You need to take an action to have that outcome. You need to have a thought to have that action. But what's before the thought? I call this your subconscious or your pre-thought, where this is now really getting into your true beliefs, not just your thought, your true subconscious beliefs. And that's what you have to work on first. That way you can actually think the right things so you can have the right outcomes. Because what ends up happening if you're just thinking this with the frontal part of your mind, and I don't know which part of your brain does this, I'm just saying this. If you're just thinking this, but you really know deep down that money is evil, money is bad, I can't become wealthy, you're never going to actually achieve the outcome that you want, which is why you have to start with really that deep understanding of your relationship with money and why you have that. Because the real reason why generation or poverty is generational isn't because of the circumstances that you're dealt with externally. It's because you grew up being told, we can't have this, we can't afford nice things, we don't have money for this, we're not rich like them, rich people are evil. When you grow up hearing this, you grow up living life thinking this is true.
Believing it.
You believe it. And why wouldn't you? That's what you were told. Everybody around you said that. People in your school probably said the same thing. You lived this life thinking that, money is limited, it is taboo, it is bad, and we can't have nice things because we're not rich. Okay, no big deal. That's what's normal. Now you grow older you get a job, maybe you're making some decent money, but you're going to have those same money beliefs. And then maybe you start having kids. I know your kids want to have the nice PS4, 5, 6, whatever we're on. And what do you say? Oh, we can't afford that. We can't afford the nice things. We don't have money for that. That's for rich people. We're not rich. And so now this starts to get passed down. And this is where now the first step, and we've talked about this many times, the first step to building wealth is to start with the money mindset, the beliefs that you have around money, and understand, number one, that you can become wealthy. Not just that you can become wealthy, you will become wealthy. And that money is abundant. There's a lot of money in the world, right? When people start to enter this financial education space, we start to assume that if you're rich, I can't be rich. If you have money, I can't have money. So it starts to create that jealousy or just this negative association with, oh my God, I don't want to tell you my business idea because what if you steal it and take my money? Well, both of us can have money because there's a lot of money in the world. If you look at it from a financial perspective, the Federal Reserve Bank is printing trillions and trillions of dollars. There's a lot of money out there. You just need a small sliver of it and you can have millions and live a life of true financial freedom. And not just that, understanding that money is a tool. Because the reason why we put these smoke screens around money, that money's bad, it's taboo, it's evil, is because many times people are insecure about their own money. And so when I can't go out and buy the nice vacation for my kids, I can't buy my husband that thing that he wants, I can't buy my wife that YSL or Gucci purse that she wants, I can't go on the nice vacations, well, money's bad. We shouldn't stress about money. It's these stupid vacations. We don't need those. We can enjoy our time here. It's such a scam to go out there and sit on an all-inclusive beach and have food delivered to you, right? I mean, we start to create these smoke screens where, oh, why would anybody want to have an expensive car like that? Why would anybody want to have these nice and expensive things?
Judging people who have money. Yeah.
And so now it's, you know what? If you don't want it, that's completely fine, but make sure you can afford it. And understanding now, money is not going to make you a good person. It's also not going to make you a bad person. It's just a piece of paper. It's fuel. It amplifies who you are. When you have more of that money, you can do more of the things that money can buy. One of those things is have freedom, have options. Options to choose what you want to buy, options to choose where you want to eat, options to choose when you want to go on vacation, not just can you go on vacation, and options to choose how you want to live your life. And not just that, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, it also can influence what type of healthcare you can get, what type of healthcare your parents can get, what type of healthcare your kids can get, what type of college your kids can go to, what type of education your kids can go to. It matters. And so now at the end of the day, you can hate it or you can understand it. And so we create these smoke screens without really understanding how money plays a part in our life. Because at the end of the day, money talks. And the people who have money will get to be able to live that freedom. And the people who don't, you become subservient to the people who have money. And I don't say that to be mean. Right. I say this to be factual.